briefly, could you tell us how you got onto drugs and then how you managed to come off it and how many years you were on hard drugs?
I see you've incorporated the word briefly now into the question, as you've already noticed my propensity for verbosity. I became a drug addict, I think, because of emotional difficulties, psychological difficulties, and perhaps a spiritual malady.
Now,
was that brief enough?
Very brief, thank you. You were arrested roughly 12 times.
It was rough, yes. Chip Randers runs the treatment centre where I got clean. So
yes, we're coming on to him in a minute, Mr. Brand.
He's already the puppeteer behind each and every articulation.
Thank you, Mr. Brand.
As the great Tupac Shakur said, role is something people play, model is something that people make. Both of those things are fake. What I want to offer people is truth and authenticity in the treatment of this illness, in our regard to the criminal components of it, in assisting victims, and in the way we legislate and organise our society.
A sort of positive... I was right in the middle of my answer then.
Still a good speech, it's just got some ladies going by.
I think that the public is fine. Yes, Mr. Summers.
Yeah, I've completely forgotten where I was.
Because you was flirting with empty.
If we're going to spend more money on treatment, if we're going to spend more money on education, money has to be taken from somewhere. I mean, one possible suggestion is that we spend less money on doing the policing of possession, for example. Yeah. Is that something which you would support, or would you see things in a different way?
I've forgotten the question.
Like, do you think instead of nicking people for possession, they should just stick it into treatment and education?
Thank you for that translation, Mr. Bryant.
Doesn't one also have to have some compassion and consideration for the victims of crime where those crimes are committed by people under the influence of drugs?
You can tell what party they're in from their questions, innit? What about the victims of the crime?
I think all parties are interested in victims of crime.
Of course we are. That's what we're saying. We're not saying that they ignore victims.
I think we're running out of time. I have a final question about...
Time is infinite.
Unfortunately,
we cannot run out of time.
It is, but for this committee...
Who's next? Theresa May? She may not show up. Check she knows what day it is.